Hey there, tubers. Redneck Ryan here. I haven't made a video in a few days. I got something I want to show you guys. You may have seen it in previous videos, but you've never once, I don't believe, seen it out. Here it is, my go-kart. Let me move the wheelbarrow. It is a 5.5 horsepower Honda overhead valve engine on the back, custom exhaust. When I bought it, it had a straight pipe that came down straight out the back, like from the flange here straight down the back. It broke off shortly after over there at that school when I was driving it there. That was before I got pulled over by the cops. So anyways, I pulled it out on Saturday or Sunday, I forget what day it was. One of the nicer days. Today it's raining. Hopefully my camera doesn't get too wet. Anyways, pulled it out. I got the fire. As you can see, there's a story behind the black pull start. Pulled it out, got it running, but it kept on dying. So it hadn't been running in about 4 months or so. Anyways, I was pulling on, snapped the pull cord. I still got it. I think the spring is alright. It's got to reattach it, put a new string in there. So I'll do that someday. So this is the pull cord actually from my 5 horsepower Honda. That the top tank one, non-overhead valve. That's going to become a redneck three-wheeled cart someday, as soon as I get the clutch. Anyways, I mounted on here. They're Hondas. They're 5. This is 5.5. That's a 5 horse, but this is actually originally a Tecumseh. As you can see, the little Tecumseh label there came from a Tecumseh 5 horse. Yeah, Tecumseh 5 horse. So the issues with my go-kart are there is zero brake pressure. It needs brake lines. I'll show you. Brake pedal right here. As you can hear, maybe you can hear the air escaping from the master cylinder. I'll put the camera right up to it. Yeah, there's no brake pressure at all. I think the master cylinder's okay still. I hope. Hopefully, cross my fingers. So what I'm going to do is actually just replace the brake lines. But I might actually want to try car brake lines. See if I can get one that size. So what I'm going to do, when I do get ready to work on this, I'm going to pull the master cylinder out, bring it to my local Canadian Tire. Let's try to match up some brake lines, some real short. About this side, about 2 foot. Also about 24 inches on this side, probably about 48 inches on the other side, brake lines for it, and get some .4 brake fluid. And see if that will help. I'm very sure it's the brake lines themselves. I could probably redo these ones. Sorry about the noise. The Catholic school and there's a public school over there and they're out on recess. So I'm positive that's all it is. As you can see, the seat needs to be re-welded. I've tried to weld it once, but I could not get a clean weld. So the guy I bought this from, he was a car nut, basically. That's why this has a car seat on it. He was an absolute car nut, but knew absolutely nothing about cars. Very, very little about cars. So, and that's the guy I traded my motorbike to, and ended up buying it back and after he destroyed it. But that's another story. Reason for this video is I gotta do some oil changes. It's oil change time. How much time do we have? Oh, we're only in 4 minutes. I picked this one. I didn't pick this one up. This is a client's mower. It's a Briggs & Stratton, probably 5.5 horsepower. Good compression, unknown spark. Oil's blacker than anything. Oil's as black as my coat, or say as black as the engine. Let me show you. And they left gas in it, so yeah, it's pretty dark looking. But my plan is I'm going to get it running first because it should run. It's supposed to run. So I'm going to get it running, and I think it's a Chocomatic carburetor. I'm not sure. I don't remember if the ones with the primer have the Chocomatics or not. Let me just quickly take a look here. It's loose, so it's not Chocomatic. Good. I hate Chocomatic carburetors. And so it's newer ones, newer Briggs carburetor of this style. It's got gas in it. Gas is absolutely rancid. So it's a Briggs 5.5 motor on the MTD deck, as you can see right there. MTD deck. So I'll work on it. Looks like it has a bagger, but no bagger with it right now. And then let's go over here. I got a weed whacker for my buddy's brother. It's got to tune it up. It apparently runs. I haven't put gas in it yet, but it revs up, revs down, revs up, revs down. He was told it needs a carburetor, so I'm gonna see about just getting a rebuild kit for the carb on this. Also, my generator. Some people are asking me, oh, with the small muffler on here, I'm gonna blow the head gasket. I don't really care. I don't care about this engine at all. Might sound pretty bad to say that. Why am I doing all this work if I don't care about the engine? But I don't care about this engine. So I have another engine for on here, but I want to use this one until it dies, because it's just in my way right now. My plan is to put the engine from the POS Craftsman on here eventually. It's a good running 8-horse, relatively good running 8-horse. And this is a semi good running 10-horse Tecumseh, but this is an old Tecumseh, cast iron block, cast iron, everything on it. But I'm hoping it lasts for a while. Let's see if that battery has any juice. I doubt it's going to start. Let me see where my keys. Deep in my pocket. So let me set the camera down for a second, see if this turns over. As you can see, electrical system's still hooked up. Battery hasn't been touched. Oops. Battery's pretty low. It's a pretty junky battery. That battery actually sat in an old tractor that I had for over an entire winter, and actually it was still good. That was 2 years ago of a tractor I bought. That's a whole nother story. That battery has a story behind it. It works, but it doesn't really hold too good of a charge. So let me show you what else I'm up to. This is just basically going to be a general update. That there, as you've seen from my last couple videos ago, is running again. And that motor's coming off. I'm saving that motor. It's a really good 6 horsepower motor right there. Motor's nothing wrong with it. Has a charging system, has electric start seized, but it's there. So I'm going to do the oil change on this. I'm going to try to videotape that, because it actually has a really nice drain method I want to show you. And I'm going to do the first up oil change on this big one here, this Tecumseh Briggs phoned with a Sears. So I'm going to do the oil change and tune up on this. This is next. Then I'm going to do my lawnmower oil change. Just oil change the filter and carb. That's it. And see, hopefully it runs somewhat better. And I got a Honda I got to work on eventually. I hate that Honda. Also I got to do this one right here. This one's also sold, but there's some issues with it. Hopefully I can figure it out. And the rest of it I haven't touched in a while. There's my mower deck for my tractor here. Let me give you a quick look of the shop while I'm out here. The snow blower's over there in the corner. This cart here we're saving for a friend of mine. This one over here is getting the 5 horsepower Honda. As you can see, I brought my cupboard in. So Tecumseh sitting up there next to the Briggs. TV's still here, stereo system, DVD player. And the motor's going to be coming off the bike soon, going on this other CCM bike. And I got to put the go-kart back in here. So that's basically my compressor's back out here. I got to put it in that cupboard, but before I do that, there's a plug behind there that needs to be hooked up. So I got to get that done. So also it needs to be connected in the house still. It's connected to the panel, but there's another connection that needs to be made. So I got to get that done before the compressor goes in. So no rush for that. So this has been Redneck Brian signing off. Hopefully you hopefully you caught up. That's all the catch up that I've been up to doing. So stay tuned for the next video of the oil change on the Troy belt. It's gonna be fun. It's an interesting method of how they did it on that tractor. So stay tuned. Have a great day. Keep it redneck.